Hey everyone. Um, yes, I'm still cleaning. Um, this is kind of a very weird subject, but as I've said before, witches are human too. We are prone to every single thing that goes on, and addiction is one of those things. Um, I had an email um, sent to me about a woman asking me what kind of spell she could do to um, get her children back. Evidently, she has had them taken away for drug abuse and some other things. But I mean, I'm not going to go into all that. And but for good reason, they were removed from the home, and she knows that. Uh, this is a very touchy subject. Um, I can only go by my opinion, my experience, and a little bit of how I truly feel about it. Um, how do I start it? Just because you're a witch does not mean that you're not subject to everything else that goes on in the human realm. Okay. This one happens to be a witch. Okay. Well, you know, first of all, this life can get even the best people in the world down. You know, whatever reason they turn to drugs or alcohol, um, other mental disorders like cutting themselves. They're all really, when you get to the bottom line of it, it's all a cover up for something else. It's hiding something else. They're doing these things to avoid dealing with or thinking about something else. More than not, that's the reason. They're suppressing something. And the drug of choice becomes the umbrella they hide under. And I'm not going to give a spell for that. Um, what good would that do? You know, no, I'm for one, I don't want children in a home full of a bunch of drug users. I don't think that's the place where they should be. It could get very dangerous. Depending on the age of the child, it could get very neglectful, abusive. Uh, you just never know what can go on. Molestation. If you have a little girl, 9 or 10 years old, and you've got a bunch of guys over there at the house, doing dope with them. Finally, you pass out or whatever, you don't know what these guys are doing with your little girl. Um, if you have those addictions, if you have these issues, do not bring your children around them. Um, leave them with a family member. Um, and this is if you just refuse to get help. The thing is, it's like with anything else that you try to do in your own life. And being a witch has nothing to do with this. Okay. Now you can use spells and incantations on yourself. But if your intent was there in the first place, then you would already be thinking about ways to change your world so you could get those kids back. It all comes down to priorities. Uh, and I am not judging anyone, believe you me. I've had my own issues. I've had issues with family members when it comes to addictions and conditions, um, it's not easy to stick together, and it's not hard. I mean, and it's very hard to not form an addiction yourself, because what do? You sit there and you say, well, I've tried and I've tried, and the only way I can get along with these people or have them in my life is to do what they're doing. Okay. First of all, that is not the way to go. Please don't go that way. It does not help anything. It just adds fuel to the fire. So if you have an addiction, and I don't know why this has all been coming up here lately, maybe because of the um, people being so confined now and closed off, and I don't know, but just all of a sudden I'm getting all these questions about addiction, and everybody knows it exists. It's a major issue all over the world, and it's pretty sad when you see people that were at one point in their life a beautiful, bright, smart, hardworking human being to withered away to nothing and living off the streets, and you want so bad to help them people. And as witches, we want to extremely bad. It's just in us to want to help. But what you have to understand, first and foremost, is those people have to help themselves. They have to get it in their heads that they want a better life, that they want to be productive members of society. They want to have their kids to have a better life. Um, no one's perfect by no means. No parent is. And if somebody says they are, okay, you know, I'm not going to believe you for 1 second. I bet I can find a flaw in you. But the thing is, those mistakes can be corrected. If you're so high on drugs and you've got all these men in your house and they're molesting your little girl, she's probably never going to get over that. She's going to remember that for the rest of her life, and you are responsible for that. So it's thinking about the consequences of your actions, just like anything else you do. If you get behind your wheel, go to drive your car, and you know that you've been at the bar drinking all night, you probably shouldn't be driving that car, right? It's the same with drugs. You don't need to be responsible. I've seen some people get pretty strung out on that dope, and they're not with it enough to take care of children. And I realize addiction can be extremely hard to get over. And you may never really not be addicted. You just have to choose every day not to do it. Remember when okay, well, last time, I did that dope, this and that happened. Or if I do that again, this is going to happen. Think about the consequences of your actions, and hopefully that alone would stop you from doing it. There's all kinds of help, as I've said before. If you just feel that you cannot stop doing this drug, then get help. And some people will do it and some won't. Some don't care. They're fine with the way they're living. And once again, those are the people that don't need to be around children. Number one, the children do not need to grow up seeing that, because it becomes the normal to them. So what do? They leave home and they go right into the same situation that they were, in their home environment their entire lives, because they don't know any different. That child didn't have a chance from day one. Um, when you become a parent, you do sacrifice a lot for your children. That's our job as parents. And as I said, there's not one of us out there that are perfect. I mean, the goddess knows I have made a lot of mistakes in my time. But that's just an extremely, I mean, you know the answer to that question. There's no witchcraft involved here unless you decide for yourself that you first are going to get well. You can't raise a child if you're messed up all the time, you know. And those poor children grow up, like I said, and they don't forget, you know. People say, oh, well, she's only 4 or 5, and by the time she's 20, she won't remember any of this. Yes, she will. I promise you, she's going to remember. And, one day they may come and ask you questions. How are you going to answer that? Um, it's your job to protect them. And so it really, to me, has nothing to do with being a witch. And I don't normally do these kind of channels. I will or subjects on my channel. Every once in a while I will, just simply because of my background and what I do for a living and all that. But it starts with you. You can tell everybody else around you how to live their life and what to do, because you know in your head that's what you should be doing. But no, I don't think this woman should get her kids back. And I know she's going to watch this video and she may send me hate mail, and that's okay. It's not going to bother me because I'm telling the truth. And I think deep down inside she knows that too. You cannot have those babies around you if you're on drugs all the time. Okay? It's not fair to them. They're brand new in this world, they look up to you. You're the one supposed to be teaching them how to live. Is that how you think your children should spend their lives? With a needle in their arm? Or, lines up their nose? Really? Is that what you want for your kids? If that is the life you choose to live, nobody can change that but you. But you should at least have enough love and respect for your own children to not have them in those situations. Protect them. And as I said, just because you're a witch doesn't mean there's some magic spell out there that can poof. Yeah, I could cast a spell and you know what's going to happen? Those children will be removed. And she'll be lucky if she ever sees them again, until everybody knows that she's well. I mean, once I put things out into the ether, the universe has its own way of taking care of things. I put it out there, but it deals with it. So I just don't do spells where that's concerned, because I don't want that individual hurt either. And this is the another point I'm coming to. Another instance I know about. And she was such a sweet girl. She got caught up in the dope scene, and unfortunately, it does get some of the best ones. And she had 2 young children. Well, her mom and dad came in there and yanked those children away from her and didn't even try to help her. Now, there may be an entire story behind it that I didn't hear about. There could be. Maybe they had tried to help her and she just kept going and going and going and they got tired of it. I don't know. But still, as a parent, till the day I die, till I take my last breath, I will bitch, raise hell, and literally drag my kids to rehab if I have to. If it's gonna save their lives. Um, I do know after a certain time you finally do start giving up after so many years. But she hasn't been through this many years. I mean, she's only 19, you know. Um, yeah, take her kids, watch out for them, but help her. You know, everybody always takes the children, and the judge, will say, okay, if you get help, then you can have your kids back maybe one day. Well, okay, but she still feels extremely alone. She feels like nobody is on her side. And that's not how people with addiction should be made to feel, because that's probably what pushed them to addiction in the first place. So what are you doing there? You're doing nothing but compounding the problem. You're probably taking away the one thing that she could look at in some sort of rationality in her moments of sanity that she is proud of and thinks she done something right. And once those are removed, then what is she thinking? Oh, well, now what have I got to live for or fight for? You know, um, there's a lot of things that goes on in people's heads that you don't know um, until it's too late. You need to watch for signs. You need to learn what the signs are. Um, and like I said, I know that addiction's an extremely horrible thing to watch, to go through. And some people just will not accept the help and will not. They don't care, I guess. I don't know. But at least know in your own heart that you did the very best you could, until there was nothing else you could do but stand back and watch. And it's really weird because I had this almost the same kind of video yesterday and or the day before, whenever it was. And then she emails me this. And it is just astounding and sickening how much drugs are affecting people nowadays. The meth. I mean, I guarantee you 9 out of 10 people that you gather either have been on it, had a family member on it, or experienced it in some shape, form, or fashion. And that's really sad. And people say, well, I can do a little bit and I'll be fine. Okay. Whatever you say. You see them 6 months later, they've lost 40 pounds and they can't remember what their name is half the time. And they depend on everybody else in society to take care of them. Either that or they go out, rob, steal, whatever they've got to do, which puts everybody else in danger. So anybody that says, no, drugs don't affect me, yes, they do. Whether you do them or not, whether you know anybody that does them or not, I guarantee you, if you look long enough, some shape, form, or fashion, these drugs are affecting you. But where do you start with getting rid of them? It's something that's always going to be there. But if we take away the addiction, then the people selling it won't have any patsies to lean on to get the money from. It's a war that's never going to be won by anyone. Neither side wins, the dealers or the users. The dealers are constantly looking over their back because somebody's wanting to shoot them for their own stuff, take over their business, or afraid of cop, or the laws chasing them. The ones on it are running around robbing people, breaking into houses, doing whatever they can to get the money to buy it. What is good about that life? Yeah, you might have a lot of money. What good is that money going to do you underneath the ground or sitting, behind bars? Um, and I could sit here and preach about it all day and all night long, but it's not going to change anything. It's still going to be around. And unfortunately, it's just another disease that we have to deal with and stand against, in our own minds. No, I don't want to do that crap. Hi, Carla. I'm on a drug video. You'll just have to watch the first of it. I had an email that I was kind of answering, and I don't know. It's a really touchy subject. It seems to be a business all in its own. So I'll put it this way, and it's the best and shortest way I know how to put it. What is more important to you? Yeah, everybody gets depressed as parents, dysfunctional or not, things happen that we have to deal with. Shoot, good mothers even like to go, to the bar on a Saturday night and dance off stress and drink a couple of beers. Doesn't mean we, have to live our entire week or month or years like that. When you've got responsibilities, you've got responsibilities. And when you are responsible for literally another life, yeah, it's time to grow up. It's time to think about somebody besides yourself and your own damn addiction. If you need help, get help. If you don't want help, one day, one way or another, they do kill you. There's only two ways usually on that road. One's straight to the penitentiary. The other one's 6 foot under. And neither one of them sound good to me. So, no, to answer the question, no, I'm not giving out any kind of spell, nor would I even think up one to give a mother to get her kids back that won't get off the dope. That's just kind of, I felt a little, how do I put this? It aggravated me a little bit that someone would even ask me that question. And I try not to say there's no dumb questions, but really, I don't know of any witch, honestly, that, I mean, there are some out there that you can pay them and they'll do any spell. They don't care. I'm not the one. Um, you will never catch me doing this. I'm out do a spell to help you get over your addiction, and then you can go and fight and get your children back. But until you get well, I myself don't want them babies in your house. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Hi, Carla. I would have just wrote that back to her, but I figured that was something I need to say sort of face to face. I was talking to someone about how bad drugs have gotten in this country. Yeah, they have. It's overwhelming just how deep it is. In the town I live in, there has been 5 overdose deaths in the last 6 months. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah. Well, and it's not that I don't think she actually meant it to be um, tacky. I don't think she was thinking about what she was saying, but I stopped her real quick. It's like, wait a minute, wait a minute. You want me to do a spell to put them babies back in a potentially very dangerous situation? Are you kidding me? Like I said, there might be some witches out there that do that, but not me. That ain't gonna happen. I will not have that shit on my conscience. And yes, I do have one, even as a witch. So, and that's what I was saying. Here lately, I have gotten several. That's like my third email about drugs, and it's so ironic because I'm fighting them pretty close to home myself, and it honestly just makes me want to. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I really want to do. Oh my. I'm just so sick of it. It's so debilitating and crushing, and it's just, I would have a hard time not hexing her ass. Well, she's already hexed, Carla. I mean, think about it. She can't go without her shit. So, yeah, to me, that's a curse that I would not want to have. So, she's facing her own demons, per se. I don't have to do anything. Karma's got her by the balls. But, it's like anything else. It's people living off other people's addictions. It's an easy, fast way to make money. Yes. Go buy you this big old fancy car and live in this big old nice house. I don't know how people live with themselves, knowing that they got where they are by literally stepping on people. How many people are in the ground so you could have that car? You know? And nowadays, you don't even need a major drug dealer. Most of these people have figured out how to make this shit themselves. It's like, why go pay him all this money when, I can get out there and make my own bundle and sell it myself? I couldn't either, you know. But that's why, there's this world's full of different kinds of people. And two, a lot of them major drug dealers, hell, they might not know anything different either. That may have been something that they've had to do and have done their entire lives. So to them, it's normal, you know. And I can tell you right now what they'd say. Well, I'm sorry, you know. Yeah, I might supply it, but it's up to them to know when to stop. They won't take any sort of blame for it at all. I don't know. It's just something that I don't think we're ever going to win. It's always going to be there. And the reason it's always there is because there's a demand for it, just like any other sales. You know, you've got to have that demand in order to make a product successful. If you don't have take away the demand, then the product goes away too. So it just depends on, I don't know. Fortunately, um, I was just always way too afraid to try drugs. And I don't know why. It was just something built inside of me that I just never even had the want to try them. When I first got out of military school, of course, I hadn't been locked up, but I was secluded for years. I watched um, damn near every second of every day, and I didn't know what it was like to be a normal teenager to go out on a date, or go to a skating rink with my friends, or anything like that without supervision. And when I got out that first summer, it was like I stepped out onto a totally different planet. I mean, it was a summer that I was about to be 16. And wow, all of a sudden, all these people are, back then, everybody called it crystal. Nowadays, some will still call it crystal meth or just meth. To me, it's really all the same. Um, but whatever. Or they'd be, doing coke. And I swear that one summer alone, I don't know how many overdoses we had in my hometown of the teenagers I knew. So depressed they were killing themselves, either ODing. One shot himself, one hung himself, one drove his car off into a lake that was over by us. Um, it was just happening left and right. One was so messed up he ran his motorcycle through a telephone pole. And the law doesn't help either. Small town dealer gets caught but is let go as long as she seems like a canary. Well, yeah, and to be honest, that's the chain. There's a strategy behind that, believe it or not, because you're really not wanting the runners, as they would call them. You're wanting the big dude, the one that it all rains down from. Because they think once you take that one out of the picture, the rest takes care of itself. And it might for a couple of days. But what they don't realize is the goddess only knows how many standing behind them waiting to take their place and take over that business. The drug world is really, it's actually a pretty complex thing, you know. I understand that, but why completely drop the charges? Well, if they completely dropped the charges, probably they have not, to be honest. They're pending. They'll stay that way. I mean, you give up certain people or we'll reinstate them charges. Right now, they're on standby. You give us what we want. They're making a deal with them, is what they're doing. So, um, and I'll tell you what really baffled me. Um, I'm not going to say where I was. I don't give out any kind of information to even lead anybody to a different situation. But I had actually met a police officer, and I mean, I was pretty young back then. I don't know, 29, somewhere in that area. And I met this guy, and I mean, he was gorgeous. It's like, whoa, baby, you know, um, dressed really nice. And he talked me into, I met him at this, like, it was like an Applebee's type thing. That's not what it was called, but you could eat and uh, have drinks there. And I really didn't like the music. Um, so I started to call a cab, and he's like, well, you don't have to call a cab. Where do you want to go? I'll take you. And he showed me a badge. And I'm like, and I knew it was a real badge. I mean, I have a brother that's a cop. I've kind of piddle faddled here and there in law enforcement. And I thought, oh my God, this gorgeous hunk's asking me to go somewhere with him. And then it clicked in my head what my mother had been telling me all these years. Be careful, you don't know this person. But for some reason, my intuition told me everything was okay. And so we went to this other club, and it was my type of club. And here after a while, he says, well, I've got to go somewhere right quick, and I'll be back. Well, I'm out in the middle of somewhere. I really don't know where I'm at. And I was like, really? And that's why I asked him. I said, really? You're just going to up and leave me here? He said, oh, I'll be back. He goes, unless you want to ride with me. Oh, what do I do? I get in the car and ride with him to this place. Well, I see him, you know, kind of take his gun off safety, put it back where he had it, or put it on him, and get out of the car and walk up to the store. And next thing I know, he's reaching in his pocket. He didn't go all the way in the house. He just kind of stood at the door with his foot propping it open, but you could see him reach his right hand into to his side, but that part was dark. So I'm thinking, oh my God, he's reaching for that gun, is my first thought. So I watched, and he pulled something out. I don't know what it was, and handed it to this person that was there, shut the door, came back, got in the car, just like nothing ever happened. And my first thought was, oh my God, this is a dirty cop. Now what do I do? I know a house that he goes to. I couldn't tell you how to get back there, I assure you. Not to save my life, literally. But he's like nothing, was going on. He's like, okay. He said, you ready to go back to the club now? And I was like, sure. I didn't ask no questions, and he didn't offer any answers. So that was the end of that. And that was the last time that I ever seen him. I understand that, but why completely dry? Oh, you already asked me that. I answered that. Um, Now, there are cops that are undercover or whatever, but I can't see either one of them letting me go along with them. That would be major collateral damage if I were to get hurt in the process. So I don't know what that was all about. And I really can't prove that that's what he gave him or gave this person on the other side of the door. It just looked really friggin' suspicious to me. But I just wonder if the cops aren't, tired of fighting a good fight. I'm sure they feel like they're fighting a losing battle. You know, they put their lives on the line every day to ensure the safety of others, and some of them just turn the other direction. So I don't know. All I can say is, you know, the world's not good for wear right now. Well, I'm not going to say the world, the people. People. It's not Mother Earth. She'll be just fine. It's us that are screwing everything up. But yeah, I was always way too scared to try a drug. I don't know if it's because I'm paranoid about my own body or because I've seen too much. It's like I don't want to go out of my mind and put a bullet in my head. It just wasn't something for me. And my very first love in my life, my very first puppy love, and loved that man for years and years after that, um, was a major dope head. And it was so sad. I mean, he shot up and everything. And it was so sad to watch him completely destroy himself. And he did, you know. He was part owner of a major business, and his dad ended up throwing him out of that, and because he wouldn't stay straight, he was in and out of prison, and just it ruined so many people's lives. It's sickening. Humans have been screaming. Yes, we have, Carla. And you'd think we'd learn by now, but the world is so fast paced, and everybody is, I want this and I want it now. I want this and I want it now. I want that car. I want it now. Instead of fast, hard, steady work. No, I can go get rid of a couple of grams of this and I'll have that car tomorrow. It's exactly how it goes. And that kind of life might be good for a while. It might work for you for a while, but I guarantee you in the long run, it's not going to. Nothing good can become of it. I mean, like I said, I've had it, affect my family. Really good friends around me's families. And what do you say to them? I'm tired of answering the same damn question. What can I do? I need help. Well, everybody knows what to do. I don't know if they're just wanting pity from me or what. There's too many hotlines out there that you can call if you need help getting off dope. Too many avenues you can take. And there's no excuses. Well, I'm on the street, it keeps me from thinking about having to live on the street. Well, if you get off the dope, you could get a job, make a paycheck, pay rent. Tell people that I may not have much or what I do. I've got, yep. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of things I wish I had. My car's not in the best shape in the world. It gets me where I need to go. I would love to be driving around in a brand new nice car. But I'm not going to go do some stupid shit to do it. What, get to drive that car for 3 or 4 months, get popped, and end up spending 10 or 20 years in the penitentiary? That car's not that important. I mean, to each their own, there's gonna be people out this is gonna go on long after I'm gone. There's nothing that can stop it, evidently. But what I was gonna say is some of these major big time dealers, and I have met some of them in my time. Um, it's truly amazing how honestly smart some of them are. I knew one that was a whiz at chemistry. I mean, he could have been a chemistry professor. He was just very, very intelligent. And you know what his demise was? A standoff with the police. And he set a bomb off inside the house he was in and blew his own ass up before they could kill him. And I believe took a few of them out with him. What a horrible way to go, you know? I don't know. I want a new husband, but I don't want to train another. Me neither, Carla. Well, I don't have a husband, but yeah, I don't want to have to train another one either. And I think that's the hardest part of trying to get into a new relationship is trying to learn each other and being able to dwell in the same house and not get on each other's nerves. I guess the reason I do these kind of videos right now is because of everything that the world's going through right now, and um, a lot of people are depressed. There's a lot of things and emotions that cause people to do things they would normally do, like dope or drugs or drinking all the time or cutting themselves up. This is the time when the witch has to sit back and go, deep breath, clear it all away. It's not all my fault. It's not all my problem. It's not all everything I personally have to fix by myself. All joking aside, if something were to happen to him, I would not go into another relationship. Yeah. I don't know that I ever will again either. When, I mean, when this one is, gone. I mean, we've decided, we're not together. We might still dwell in the same house, but that's just out of what would I call that? Well, neither one of us right now can afford to live on our own. It takes two, unfortunately. So we just kind of, I mean, we don't have a problem living in the same house together. In fact, he's probably the only person I think I've ever lived with, including both of my, yeah, out of necessities, out of a necessity. He's probably the only man I've ever lived with, including both of my husbands, that we don't have a problem in the same house. He does his thing, I do mine. But now, I'm not saying that, it's not that I wouldn't want to have somebody to share my life with. I just, like you said, you don't want to train them. You don't want to have to go through all that. This is what I like. This is what I don't like, and blah, 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 getting to know each other. And it's just such a process that I'm just too damn lazy for anymore. I'm too old. I don't know. But, and I'll tell you, I have gotten messed up with some or, intertwined with some messed up dudes. Because, I mean, compared to most, I'm a straight laced, person. And I'll tell you what, I've had some boyfriends that were just off the wall. Um, every problem in the damn world, from alcoholics to druggies to woman beaters to you name it. No, they can all just leave me alone and let my chrome shine brightly. Yeah. It's like I said, I guess, if you get lonely, you can get another cat. I don't know. The only thing is, as much as we talk to them cats, they actually do not talk back. How nice to have another living, breathing human, around you sometimes anyway. And I've never been one of them girls to go out and meet somebody, for the first time and drag them home and have sex with them. Just not my thing. But it is nice to have somebody, I don't know. Like I said, me and this and, we're together for right around 10 years. And I know that's nothing compared to you, Carla, but for me, it's a long ass time. The longest any relationship ever lasted for me was about maybe 3.5 years, between 3 and 3.5 years. Because I just don't put up with a whole lot of shit. Never been lonely a day in my life. I like my own company as much as I do anyone. And see, I'm okay with that. I mean, I keep myself busy. And I'm not so much needing or wanting that thing now that I'm older. Does that make sense? I mean, who wants a man laying there snoring, keeping your ass awake? I am not bitter. I'm really not. Oh, okay. So just a year longer me and Dan were. I mean, I guess you could say we're actually kind of still together. We're in the same house. Oh, my lips are so chapped. That's what I was saying before. I these people that are in my family. My great aunts that were married for. Honestly, I think my Aunt Lenny was married for 70, 71, 72 years. I mean, her entire life. And they got married when she was like 12. Nine very long years. Oh, Carla, you're a mess. I love you though. And is it just me? I mean, you're around my age. Is it just me, or do you literally just get tired of them? I mean, I'm sorry to any guys that watch my channel, and if you watch this, but this is my uh, recollection of my relationships. Either they were abusive, whiny, uh, chauvinistic, um, narcissistic. I'm a hot mess. Yeah, I know. And I'll tell you, now, the last husband I had, I really thought that I would be with him forever. I shit you not. I mean, I was just head over heels for him, and we matched perfectly. But then as soon as we got married, he turned into a totally different person. Everything was his way, and he was more like a warden than a husband, you know. So, needless to say, that didn't work. And I mean, you have to understand that I got divorced from my first husband when I was 20, and I didn't get remarried until I was 30. Damn, I think I was 38 when I got married the second time. So I was single all them years. I mean, besides dating here and there, but as far as being married, I was, yeah. Well, mine was that way. I mean, he was very bossy. And you know what's sad is he ended up, after our divorce, I don't know, he met some gal. I know who she is, but met this chick that did not look, honestly, we looked a lot alike. And she wasn't a very good, her reputation wasn't very good in our town. And of course, she was easy. You know, she thought she had seen a money sign flash in front of her eyes, and they dated for quite a while, but they couldn't live together either, you know. Anyway, he ended up dying a lonely old man. In fact, just a couple of days before he actually died, he video called me. And I was wondering, what the hell are you calling me for? A couple of nights later, he ran his truck off a damn bridge. Yep. So they said he fell asleep at the wheel. So I don't know. I don't know. And you know, if you sit and try to figure your life out, it's going to screw with your head and everything that's going on. Because Goddess knows I have been sitting here doing that, and I'm just not going to do it anymore. I mean, you can sit and worry about all the world's problems, and as witches, we do that. You know, that will never change in me, but I'm not going to let it get me to the point to where it completely takes all my energy and drags me down anymore. You know, I'm just going to, I wouldn't call it being selfish. I'd say be cautious with my own feelings and with my own well-being. You know, not just throw myself out there to be somebody's fucking doormat, you know. Mm-mm. Hang on, somebody's at my door. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. It was my neighbor. But yeah, You know, that's how come I like getting on here and talking to my witches, you know, because they understand and, well, we can only do the best we can do, and that's all we can do, you know. As I always say, you can't, honestly, not every little bitty single thing can be manipulated and changed. There are some witches that'll disagree with that and say, no, you can change anything. Well, no, you can't, because some things are put into place for a reason and they will remain that way until that reason is revealed. So, and unfortunately, the world is never going to change. It's always going to be, you know, as long as humans roam anyway, it's always going to be pretty messed up. So we can either do our part to make it a better world for everybody to live in, including ourselves and our offspring and for generations to come, or we can do our part in destroying it. You know, it's up to each individual and their conscience to make the right decision. And you can preach and moan and do whatever, but sometimes it'll do good, sometimes it won't. My lips are so chapped, I gotta put some stuff on. And it's about to be my favorite time of year. Stop that, Lexi. So, you know, this is when I do all my major work. It feels much better. So, you know, I've got to keep my own head, and that's what I intend on doing. I can't help anybody else or do anything if my brain's all scattered everywhere. You know what I mean? So I even thought about dyeing my hair. What do you think, Carla? You still with me? I truly, honestly thought about dyeing my hair. Just for something different. I've been blonde my entire life. This is actually my true and natural hair color. And I mean, I used to be white-headed, extremely white-headed. I don't know. I've thought about black, but I don't think that'd look good on me. I'm too fair complected. I guess I could go. Damn, I need to brush my hair. I guess I could go more of a red. You know, I don't know. Need to brush it right now. The only thing is, you know, I've seen some girls that try to dye their hair red and it turns that burgundy color. Auburn, yeah, yeah, that would work. That would still go with my skin because I am Irish. I'm white and freckled, and I still got that blotch right there in my glasses that I see. But you know, I've noticed too that this depression thing, and that's why I talk about it, you know, a lot on during this time of year on my channel because even the witches, I am already a strawberry blonde. There's Lady Blind Wolf. About time you get on here. I've been on this thing for an hour, Missy. I'm just messing with you. I am not going to go into everything I just talked about. You'll just have to watch from the beginning. What are you up to tonight? Just me and Carla here. She may have gotten thrown off there for a minute. But we're supposed to have some thunderstorms coming in tomorrow, starting tomorrow night and through Sunday. A red or strawberry blonde. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I have thought about that red. I think she got disconnected, Carla. I see my number drop down, so I think she got sometimes she has a hard time getting on here and staying. I don't know how her Wi-Fi is doing. But I honestly thought about red, but like I was saying, it turns out burgundy or some kind of shit. I don't want that. I want burgundy hair. I'll tell you a neat one that I seen, and it looked like the rainbow. It had red, pink, blue, green, literally just striped, and it was really so pretty on this girl's hair. You went for burgundy? It just would not go good with me. I don't know. I haven't, ever put anything on my hair like that, so I'm kind of afraid to. Just do pink. I did that last year and it was really pretty. Pink? Oh, I don't know. But for me, after a few times washing it, it just turns it a dark red. Oh, yeah? It doesn't have that purple look to it? Which, I mean, purple, if you get the right color of purple, would be pretty. Yeah, your hair's darker than mine. And I've also noticed a new fad nowadays, these women getting this platinum blonde hair. Oh, I don't know. Oh my, Carla. And I'm wondering why. Because it looks like that silver gray, like it's pretty, but it looks like something you'd see on an older woman. So why are these 22, 23-year-old girls dyeing their hair that platinum, or not really platinum, it's more of a silver gray thing. It's pretty, but it just, I don't know. Maybe because I'm just old and I don't know. I mean, be patient. Don't dye your hair gray. Trust me, it'll turn that way on its own eventually. Or white. I'll probably be completely white-headed like my grandmother was. You have white hair? Yeah. I don't know what I want to do. I think I just want to change myself up for myself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's like I've looked at me the same way my entire life. I'm 53 years old. I don't know. Okay. I'm just not ready to give up my natural reddish blonde hair yet, I guess. Actually, if I could just get something that would bring the shine back to it, it would be okay. Sorry, kids came home. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. I guess I'll try to find something else to do with myself tonight. I'm still doing my spring cleaning, so. Well, thank you, Carla. I'm just tired of looking at it. I mean, when I was younger, it had gold highlights in it. It was actually really pretty, especially when it's clean. But now there's more gray coming in and taking the color of my what red highlights I had naturally. So, I mean, I have pictures of me that were taken that I look like really that I have totally all red hair. And it was, my natural color. It's just the way the picture turned out. But one of my great aunts, her side of her family, um, they're carrot top. I have cousins that I mean are orange headed. I get tired of looking at my hair. Oh, and see, I'm afraid to do that. My daughter keeps telling me, "Mom, let me cut your hair." I'm like, "No." Light auburn. Yeah. The thing is, you see the color on the box, but that's not necessarily the color you're going to get your hair to be. And you're kind of stuck with whatever it turns out to be. So I'm kind of afraid to do it. And my hair is already so light that I mean it'd absorb anything. So I don't know. I've had short hair when I was a little girl. I don't think I've had it since I've been, even half grown since I was probably, I don't know, my senior year. It was just about shoulder length, I guess. Easy to take care of, yeah. Well, mine's easy to take care of. I'll brush it and put it up in a clippy on top of my head or put it in a ponytail. I'm done with it. Well, it depends what your hair color is when you dye it. Well, it'd be this color right here. And it being so light, it would just soak all that up real quick, wouldn't it? I don't know. I'll kind of want to, but then I'm afraid to. I'm afraid I'm going to be very disappointed in it. And then I'll never get my actual natural color back. I guess it's just for something different. You get tired of looking at yourself the same way after 53 years. I'm gonna have to get my butt out there and walk too, y'all. I have put on some weight. And some boxes will show you what it'll look like compared to your current. Yeah, I know, but I know they do that. But it don't always turn out the color that it shows you on that box. Like per se, you go get a burgundy color and it turns out more of a pink, a light pink. I don't know. Have you ever had bangs? Yeah, when I was a little girl. Yeah, it's pretty much all the same length now. I do gotta admit it's kind of a pain in the butt to wash. I made a mistake though about probably 6 years ago, and I had a girl thin it because I was having real bad headaches, and I thought that might be one of the reasons. So I had a girl thin it out, and she thinned my hair out, and it has never regained its thickness. I mean, it used to be extremely thick. But I don't know. I need to do something with it. My grandma used to keep it braided all the time when I was little. I mean, at first when it was a burgundy, almost like a purple, but then after I washed it a few times, it toned down and turned into a lot of dark red. Yeah, but walking around with it that color of burgundy for all that time, I don't know. I kind of like the auburn idea too. In fact, that's what it was either red or an auburn that I had already been thinking about. See, mine don't grow like that though. And now that I'm older, it's slowed down even more. So, of course, I do keep it trimmed to where I don't sit on it. But to do that, I just kind of turn my head down and flip all my hair over and cut across the bottom of it, straight across. You don't, Carla? Yeah, I don't think so either. That's why I always thought a red or an auburn. But I want the color red that, well, I may have to mix them. I may have to mix some brown and red together, you know, or put up just a couple of drops of brown into the red and see what color I come out with. Leave it to me to be experimenting on my hair. I do too, girl. I don't ever go anywhere. Too fair skin. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I had a friend of mine say, dye it black. Well, I'm not going to do it. It would just look ridiculous. Although I honestly know some girls that have naturally black hair and they're as white as me. I want it red to begin with, but every place always seems to be out of red. So, yeah, Auburn. Yeah, Carla, that's what I'm thinking is Auburn. I mean, my hair's darkened up a lot since have gotten older. But so Auburn wouldn't be that far of a stretch for me to go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So if I come on here one day with a whole different color hair, it's still me. And it's not because I don't like the color that my hair is now. I don't know. I'm just going through a crisis, I guess, and just want to change everything. I don't know. Yeah, you will. The minute I open my mouth, you'll know who I am. I come on here with a different color hair and makeup on. Y'all will be going, who is that on Lady Adara's videos? I can see y'all coming on here going, all right, who are you and what'd you do with Lady Adara? Well, I don't know about y'all, but I'll be glad when this crap and plague is over so we can travel and do stuff again. I mean, it seems like it's kind of winding down, but they've also predicted that it would do that. And about the time everybody thinks that it's went dormant again, it'd rear its ugly head again during the summer months. But like I always say, if everybody would practice certain things every day, like washing your hands, don't put your fingers in your eyes or up your nose, cover your mouth when you sneeze and cough, you know, a lot of this stuff could be avoided. And it's just decent hygiene, manners will save you from a lot of crap. Nothing makes me madder if I'm standing in like say Walmart in a line and somebody sneezes and they didn't cover their mouth. Oh, I would be the one to turn and say something to them. Really? You just fucking sneezed all over me. Oh, I don't like that. Or cough on me. Not even my own children wouldn't do that. Not on purpose. They're pretty mindful because they've been, raised around me. They already left the mask man in Texas and Mississippi. They lifted the mask mandate. Well, I just hope they're not doing it prematurely. I mean, whatever, but some people haven't worn one the whole time. And I can just see those people that didn't wear one and they're going, well, I didn't catch it. Well, it's because everybody else around you was wearing one. They weren't breathing on you. I tell you, I have what they call agoraphobia. I don't like being around a whole humongous crowd of people. It just makes me a nervous wreck. I can't do it. And I think I've always kind of been embarrassed and ashamed of that condition. But at times like this, I see why I might have it now. I don't go, in the middle of a stadium around 1,200, 1,500 people. So my chances of getting sick go down. But that's not why I developed that. It's not like I'm a germaphobe. But hell, if I was, I wouldn't be in the medical field. I wouldn't be a nurse. Yeah, Lady Blind Wolf, and that's how you should do it. In nursing, we're taught to, sneeze in our elbow joint because we're always using our hands. You cover your mouth with your hands, and then unless you go wash them immediately, which a lot of times you don't have time to do that. You're in the middle of something and you got to sneeze, then you just do like that. But that'd work too. Well, I don't know, but I just feel big changes are coming. I don't know about y'all. All the way around, big changes are coming. Within me, within my life, within my reality, within the world, things are, and it's pretty awesome because I get those feelings. That's one of the good things about being a witch. You just feel it start happening. And all of a sudden your spirits are rising and you're starting to feel better and you know that there's going to be a good outcome. You know, I mean, I realize, it hasn't been easy for anyone the last year. Man, have we, the entire world, but um, I'm ready to, and like I said, I never really went and hung around a bunch of people anyway. I just want to be able to go driving out in the country again and picking flowers if I want, or picking wild sage, or, something like that to get out of the house. And I enjoy doing it. Sitting out on my patio with a fire going, which I can do that even, during a quarantine. But when it's cold, I don't want to go nowhere because I freeze. I do. Very, very cold natured. Time to start drinking my teas again. And I went there and started working on my altar room last night. And, of course, once I clean, I got to take that down and do, wash my altar covers. And I have two separate altars. One, my main working altar to Hecate, and then my other altar that I do. It's already set up, so if I want to do something different or work with a different goddess or entity, or if I want to turn it into an ancestor altar or whatever I want to do with it, it's already pretty much there set up. I don't have to do a whole lot to change it into what I want it to be. And sometimes I like to do seasonal altars. A lot of witches do that. Um, they'll do their spring altar, their fall altar, their, so on. Or they might decorate for just the witches' holidays. Witch Ostara is coming up, isn't it? Let me look. You'd think after being a witch all these years, would have memorized all this, but I'm telling you, I just haven't. Well, no, we got a new moon coming Saturday, tomorrow night. Yeah. Yeah. I already said that the other night, didn't I? I just called it the spring equinox, which is Ostara. See, I still got a little bit. I haven't completely lost my mind, you guys. Close. Sent you a picture. It's me, my daughter, son-in-law, and husband, my daughter's wedding day. Okay, cool. Um, I'll tell you what, a goal I have. And the goddess willing, I mean, she moves me where she wants. She always has, always will. She does with me what she thinks is best. And if I'm still here this summer, and I'm going to start working on it, probably, well, I'll work on a little bit for the rest of the month, but definitely at the first part of April. And by May, I'm really hoping maybe I can get a coven built up here. It's going to be hard because what am I going to do? Advertise on one of their sell sites? Witches needed. They'll come over here and run me out of town, won't they? Let them try it. Well, it changes every year. What does, Lady Bumble? Oh, Ostara? Or what are you talking about? I know Easter does. But usually Ostara is the same day. Well, why wouldn't I let you, Carla? Of course I would. Silly. But I'm thinking, I mean, it's wonderful to get on here and talk to y'all, but I can't really do rituals or celebrate things with y'all. You know what I mean? Like us all go in my backyard and do a maypole. To me, that would be so fun. Or just have a witch's tea once a week. Just something to where we could gather and sit and converse. Well, I mean, I could, but that'd kind of be defeating my purpose. I want them here where the energy is. I mean, yeah, we can build energy, through the waves and all, but it's just not the same as having everybody there where you can see everybody at once. And yeah, okay, we're going to drive 9 hours and go see Carla. Oh, wouldn't your husband shit a golden brick then? You're saying you want to get rid of him. Uh, oh, it's not? I just always thought it was. I guess I never paid attention. I guess it would be though, huh? Because of the spring. It's the spring equinox. It just depends. He'd be like, what the hell? Yes, he would be invaded by witches. I love it. I can honestly, I don't even know what the man looks like, but I can see that look on his face. We've come to take your wife away. I would love it just to see the look on his face. Oh, we're trying to figure out what the deal is with the internet so I can go live and then I can start inviting people onto my live streams. What's wrong with your internet? Can you not get on there anymore? What are you doing now, Carla? Yeah, I think that would be really cute. And then we'd introduce ourselves and just say, hey, your wife didn't tell you she had all these sisters? And by the way, we all parked our brooms outside and we're sleeping in your house tonight. I keep him on his toes. I bet you do. I kept mine on his too. Oh, now that image is going to be in my head. I love it. When this plague is over, girls, we have got to all get together and go to Salem. Yes. Yes. He wouldn't mind. He might invite a couple of you in the bedroom. So, no. No, no. I don't know. I can't speak for the other witches, but me, no, no. Carla, I know you are. It's like, I just love you. Lady Blah, she's a crack up. I'm telling you. Well, let's go. Oh, it's lagging. Well, I know where Lady Blindwolf's at. We could go by there, swing by there and pick her up. Actually, pick her up before you, right? That's kind of what I'm afraid of, and I've actually been just out of curiosity, checking what motel rooms would be. And some people actually rent rooms out in their own houses to people. Uh, they're there's a name for it. What do you call it? Bed? Not bed and breakfast. It's I forget. I'll think of it later. But these people put their like bedrooms in their homes up online and say, you can rent this room. You stay in these people's houses. And a lot of times you can't get right there in Salem. You would need to get one outside of ways because uh, it's just too expensive. I mean, it's a major tourist attraction. They can charge whatever they want for them motel rooms. I have a friend that goes every year. I'll ask her about the cost. Yeah, and ask her where she stays. And I know you have to book pretty far in advance if you want to go during a good time of the year where it's warm, because you want to be out walking and seeing the shops and all the sights. And as far as money goes, yeah, you'd need to eat, room and board. But my problem is I want to buy everything in Salem. Everything I see, I want, and I know I can't do that. So I'll just have to have me a budget. It's okay. This is all you can spend on knickknacks or memorabilia, whatever, in Salem, and try to hold to it. I'm not very disciplined when it comes to witchy stuff. On my phone, it's not bad, but you can't go live on your phone without 1,000 subs. Oh, really? I did, and I had never been on YouTube on my phone at all. I just did one video, and I didn't even mean to do it that way. I thought I was on my channel, but it posted it as something else. It put it under Lady Adara again, a whole separate thing, where I was doing an altar tour with COVID-19. People are actually renting out houses in order to make money. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. If everything gets lifted, I need to start checking into it, and I have a lot of plans already for the springtime, don't I? And if they come to fruition, that's great. If they don't, it's not going to be the end of my world. And I had some witches tell me just fly out there and we could all meet at the same airport and then go from there. Well, to me, that didn't make any sense. We're all going to be on different planes. We don't know, what are you going to do? Stand there for, 7 or 8 hours while I guess you come back and pick them up at the airport. I don't know. It's just too unorganized for me. And I'm the type of person I have to have everything I'm doing and know what I'm doing. I would just drive. Be a long ass drive by myself though. I'll try to get Aiden to come up here because he's right here by me. He can just come up, meet me here, and ride with me. Yeah, but if you don't go around Halloween time, it's a little, yeah. Well, and I'm sure even summertime is pretty hectic because everybody's thinking the same way as I am. You want to make it to where you can get out and walk around. Plus, now a lot of Christian groups are showing up to protest us celebrating the holiday in Salem. Well, I don't think that'd be very good for them if I show up. They need to get the hell out of my face. You don't see us. That's what pisses me off about Christians. So, okay, you believe that way. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But out of my business. You know? I mean, believe how you want. You don't see us showing up at the churches going, with songs and shit. Leave us alone. We ain't bothering you. You're bothering us. I love you too, Carla. No, you can't go live on your phone without 1,000 subs. You can on your computer. Oh, well, like I said, I did my altar on my phone. And it's up. It posted to my YouTube channel. If you go down and you keep, this is the one that you see all the time, but for some reason they put it separate. They added a Lady Adara the Crone on YouTube when I did it with my phone. But yeah, you can see me walking around showing you my altar. And my statues turn colors on their own. I'll send you the video. I'll have it. I'll just have to figure out how to do it from here to you, which shouldn't be that hard. But you can just go down and see Lady Adara the Crone, and you'll find it. How many do I have? Now, I think 152. I don't really remember. I lost one the other day for whatever reason, so it might be it's either anywhere from 149 to 152. I don't remember. I think it may be 149 now. Not sure. Yeah, with us moving at the end of the summer, things are a bit tight, but I'm planning to spend my spring and summer gathering herbs and whatnot for the winter. Yeah. Made that mistake last summer not gathering stuff, but with our living situation, it was a bit impossible. Hoping if they open up the park this year. Yeah. Yeah, with a lot of this stuff closed off, it's kind of, but I don't know if you have woods or just back roads by your house, but that's what I do. Especially where my sage is concerned. I mean, I go right down the road up here and pick all the sage I want. I mean, there's literally pastures full of it. Well, just remember that I'm the most important one. Yes, you are, Carla. Here's something else, little mama. But yeah, I want to make plans and I want to start now and seeing how many people I can get to go with me or how we can figure it out to all go together or meet up or something. Yeah, that's true. That's why I would rather just go by there and get you. Because y'all, to be honest, I don't like to fly. That is one of the main reasons I haven't already been to Greece. Because I just do not like flying. I will have major freaking out. I'm be like Mr. T, y'all have to knock me out. I'd almost rather take a ship over there. And I'm even more afraid of being out in the middle of the damn ocean. So that's how come I don't ever get to go anywhere. I have had the money to go places at times in my life and wanted to really bad, but the fear overwhelmed me. Because I mean, Greece isn't just it's not just a carnival cruise. You're going from one side of the ocean plumb to the friggin' other. That's why it would be a lot quicker, a lot easier probably to fly. But just, can we build a bridge to Greece? No, because then I'd have to drive on it over the ocean. See? It's just too far and snaky. There's a bit recently where some Native Americans went to practice their religion at Serpent Mount. They've been doing it for thousands of years. Oh, really? Where is Serpent Mount? In Massachusetts or Greece? I know it's not Greece. It can't be in Greece. Not if they're Native Americans. I love to fly, but I'm always open for a road trip. See, that's me. And have enough time and money that you can stop and sightsee along the way. Or if you get tired, you stop at either a restaurant or bring stuff to make a picnic with, and get too tired, rent a motel room, chill out, start out again the next morning. And a bunch of Christians showed up throwing a tantrum, protesting and interrupting their. See, that's not right. They should have been thrown out of there. I mean, this is our religion. So freedom of religion, mofos. It's one of the amendments. Yeah, you don't see us standing around searching, protesting, and interrupt. No, we don't do that. Yeah, you don't see us standing around search. Yes, religious. 149. That's kind of what I thought. I knew I'd lost a couple, but I think it was a couple of people that I'm kind of glad they're gone. You know what I mean? I mean the number looked better, but I'd rather have a low amount than troublemakers. You know what I mean? People that just subscribe just to be assholes. So good riddance to bad rubbish. I don't care. I mean, there's just so many, I watch these paranormal channels a lot, and there's a couple of them that I really enjoy because I like the people, but I think a lot of the stuff that one of them does is really pretty much bullshit. But it's fun to watch, and he's a nice guy, so I watch him anyway. They're lost. That's right. Well, the park used to do animal conservation education. I wanted to do videos on that at the park, but with COVID-19 closed. Yeah, I know. Because they did a thing on salamanders, and I went back and they were doing one on bees, but I had to leave because I'm allergic. Oh, damn. Yeah, I watch a bunch of that nature stuff on my YouTube channels. I mean, there's a lot of things I would like to do before I'm put in the ground. I just money, circumstances, situations, no way to get there, fear, several things are impeding my path. I'm not allergic to bees, but I am allergic to the red wasp. Not the black one, not a bee, the red wasp. Things have been really, really tight, and they're going to be for a while because we're moving from. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just another issue. Um, unless you happen to know a witch that lives there and that invites you, to stay with them and will feed you while you're there and cut down on a whole lot of the costs. But I mean, I know a bunch of witches. I won't say I know them, but I talked to thousands of them pretty much. But most of them, I don't even know where they're from. I mean, that's okay. Here, I'm a witch and I have a phobia of bees and bats. And my familiar is an extremely large orange cat and a calico. Yeah, I've got an extremely large orange cat too that I think's going senile on me. Twice today, I've caught him just sitting there by himself staring at one time he was staring at my gnome, one of my little gnomes in my living room. He's just sitting there staring at it. Makes you wonder, was that gnome talking to my cat? I can't this year. Damn. Things yeah. I do too. I love bats. I've got several channels saved and documentaries and stuff on them. They're so cute. It's sad. It's really bad that they all carry rabies, though. They're really bad rabies carriers. You're moving to Ohio? What about Ohio, Lady Blumwell? Now you know my brain don't keep up well anymore. Quit throwing shit out there. I don't know what you're talking about. You're losing me. But yeah, it'd be fun to do something or everybody meet, like halfway somewhere. I don't know. And crows. I have a crow that visits me. Oh, I love crows. I love crows. And you know what's funny? My great grandmother, her name was Kitty Cora. Her last name, her maiden name, her last name was Crow. Her name was Kitty Cora Crow. And she was, I want to say Creek Indian. I believe that side's Creek. And then my mother's side is Cherokee. Daddy's side's Creek and Irish, and Mama's side is Cherokee and something. That's a mouthful. Yeah. So people wonder about my temper. I've got two different kinds of Indian and Irish for sure in my blood. Yeah, I'm prone to a temper. Not so much since I've gotten older though. When I was younger, yeah, it was pretty bad at times. But and honestly, since my heart attack, I've made myself calm my little butt down. It's like if I feel myself getting pissed off or really upset or deep breaths, I go straight into my meditation just to keep my blood pressure down. Because really nowadays it hurts me more than it hurts anyone else when I get that mad. It's like, I'm mad at you, so I'm going to have a heart attack. Don't make any sense, does it? The temper, it takes a lot to make me angry, but once I get that way, yeah, that's me. And unfortunately, after I have one of them tirades, as I like to call them, I'm physically sick after I've been that upset. I literally have to lay down, stay in bed for a while. I mean, my whole body hurts and aches and my heart pounds. I get sick to my stomach. Because I mean, I get fired up just like somebody set me on fire. So I have to really work. I have to watch that. I mean, it's something that'll always be there. It was bred into me, but I have to make it to where it doesn't control me. you know. And, that's another thing that being on this path has helped me with, that right there. Take a deep breath. Ignore everything around you long enough to calm down. Well, you guys, I've been on here 2 hours. I mean, I'll stay on here if y'all want to keep talking. It don't bother me. I don't have anything to do but dishes. He wants to do them. And I need to get to my floors tonight. Ugh. I don't think I'm ever going to get this spring cleaning done. The same, maybe screwing with him. They screw with my cats all the time, especially Eden. I mean, Aiden. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll get off here then. It's so good talking to y'all. And blessed be. Take care of yourselves. Can't handle bats. I will flip out of a very bad phobia. Oh, see, not me. I'd love to hold one, especially the babies. But anyway, I guess I'll see y'all later. Thank you for coming on here and chatting with me. Blessed be, and I will see y'all the next time. Bye-bye. Good night.